There's something about the ocean that is deeply peaceful. You feel so small, but in a reassuring way. Like there's something more or greater than yourself going on here. But the ocean can be treacherous. It's scary, honestly. The weather can change so quickly, and the very thing that brought you peace can turn against you and batter you and force you under. Like life, the ocean is vast. It holds so many possibilities. It can hold peace. It can hold adventure. It can hold beauty. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to it. It's the familiar and yet unknown of the ocean that continues to draw me in. It also gives me perspective. The ocean can teach you a lot about yourself. It can be a source of joy and exhilaration as you overcome challenges. But it can also become a source of fear. At any moment, it can turn and bring destruction. A place you almost don't ever want to dare venture out into. Because you wonder, how am I going to get out of this? How can I actually harness this? Will this overtake me? And sometimes it does. When you see the ocean during a storm, yes, it's beautiful to look at, but it's almost because it's so wild and unpredictable. It's not something you want to insert yourself into and experience firsthand. Life doesn't necessarily give you that choice. You can't just sit back and watch the storm. Oftentimes, you're in it, and you have to figure out how to make it through. And many times, that feels impossible. I remember getting the text that one of my best friends had taken his own life. It felt like the entire ocean was dumped on top of me, crushing me. And life, this place of joy and creativity and exploration, suddenly turned into a very dark place. A place I didn't want to be in. As I look back at that moment now, years later, I can see that that storm ended up shaping the course of my life in a profoundly beautiful way. It opened my heart to greater compassion, to see the love of God for humanity, the love of God for me, and the love of God for my friend. What has allowed me to endure these storms of life? It's relationship. When I know who I am and I know who God is, that's when I can share an authentic relationship with Him. I think that's doing the hard work of excavating your identity. And knowing that you're doing that with God, that He's not separate from that process. He wants to do that with us. Just like the ocean, life isn't a linear process. It's a lot more of an organic experience.
I always wanted to be a dad. Truly, I did. You know, with me being adopted and not knowing my biological parents, but experiencing, you know, my parents through adoption and all of those sorts of things, the idea of being able to look my daughter in the face and see myself was something that I always longed for, you know, because even in the amazing family that I'm in now, that would always be missing. I remember when I first held her in my hands, I was beside myself because I saw myself. You know what I mean? Like it's this wild experience that you long for, that you desire, at least those that want kids. But when it's actually happening in real time, there's no explaining it. It's this wild journey that you come to realize actually started years ago. I think one of the biggest differences I've found from when I desired to be a dad to now being a dad was realizing how much work it is teaching them how to experience the world. My daughter, she's fearless. Like she would, if I allowed her to, she would just go run off on all these kinds of adventures, completely unaware of any dangers that were around her, because she's just adventurous like that. You know, she's a lot like me. She's not afraid to take certain risks. But I didn't realize that once I became a dad that it's not all just these super exciting moments and adventures and stuff like that. There's actually moments of tension because I got to tell her to slow down. I got to tell her to stop. You know, come back. And it's that learning how to cover her without restricting her that really shows me how God is working in all of our lives. Every day, I'm learning more and more how to be a son through my daughter. I'm learning to appreciate life's challenges. I'm learning to experience things in the moment like never before. Because she holds a wonder. It is relentless. And it's that wonder that, if I'm honest, is terrifying. Because I know she is the type to want to experience the world for herself. And who am I to withhold her from that? Because I know what's out there. I know the risks that she's taking, just existing. But it's these things, these moments of tension where the wrestle comes in that really fortify who you are. And if I don't allow her to experience some of the pressure, the relentless nature of life that is constantly trying to pull you from who God has created you to be, if I don't allow her to have that, her foundation will be entirely based on comfort. Things she can control. And so my greatest desire for her is not that she runs from pressure, not that she runs from challenge, but that she would have the faith to stand. And it's my job to teach her how to have a faith of her own. Because if she has that, nothing could stop her.